I'm gonna have to set all of these to. Oops. Sorry, it's not greater than, it's supposed to be less than. As long as strength is less than the strength max, you won't be able to go higher. Once it hits the strength max, or you will be able to go higher. Once it hits the strength max, you will not. Okay, then dex max. And we're going to do con max. UMG is Unreal Motion Graphics, I believe. I want to say that's what it's called. I could be wrong, but I think it is Unreal Motion Graphics. And it's pretty much like the HUD system, the graphic displays that appear on screen. And I am not very proficient with it, so I've been trying to force myself to do more. This is not UMG right now. And am I a fan of Fallout? Yes. I am currently looking at the first and second games that are sitting on my desk right now that I have not played yet, even though they're fantastic. I've played a little bit, just not recently, and never beat them because I'm lame. Hey TK4, welcome to the group here. Glad to have you out. I'm just testing a theory real quick, and then we will move on to the main event of the evening. Excuse me. Yes, I am. Especially the fact that it's taking place in Boston, which I think will be a great location for a Fallout game, and the fact that for the first time ever they have given your main character a voice, which is interesting for a Bethesda game. I am super stoked about that. Alright, so make sure con max, int max, dex max, strength max, wisdom max, and charisma max, and then I just need to go in and make sure all of these are initially set to 18. Okay, and then finally just need to come down here. Those are set to 19. Strength and con. Hey, viewer 500. Dex and ints. And let's see, I believe it's int that goes up to 20. And then dex and int again. And this time it's dex to int 1. Dwarf. Con wisdom. Yeah, I tend to use a lot of nodes especially when I'm just playing around. And a lot of what we've been doing lately, it has been kind of playing around and seeing what trouble we can get in with this. So, Dex and Charisma. Let's see, it's Dex 2, Charisma 1. Strength and Charisma. Let's see, go ahead and get Charisma down here. And let's see, Charisma. And this one's going to be a bit more interesting. I suppose I could do I am a pretty offensive name, I'm not gonna lie. Charisma and intelligence. Oops. And this one's already set the way I would want it. There we go. So now, depending on which race you choose, will directly affect how many stats you can put into each ability, as well as give you a racial modifier, which is similar to the rulebook. As similar as I can get. Half-elf is going to be a little bit weird, because half-elves have that 2 points that you can put into any ability, but it seems like you can only put an extra 1 into any other ability other than Charisma, so you kind of have to play with it a bit. Let's minimize that. So now, let's say we did half-elf, so Charisma 10, which can go up to 20. Then let's say this goes 19. And see, it really wouldn't matter anyways, because frankly, if you're going to do this, you're pretty much completely potatoing your character. Jeff, yes, I have been watching E3. I kind of keep it on stream while I'm working. It's just I like the noise. Viewer, if you have any questions, by the way, please feel free to ask. I'm willing to answer questions while I work, and people can see the chat box now on the screen. So so I won't have to like continuously shout out questions. I can actually just look over and people can see what question was asked, which is awesome because our chat stays kind of slow, so we don't have to worry too much about much being missed. What was I doing? Oh, right, just check this. Now I'm going to go work on the thing that I learned today, which was pretty cool. So, I was messing around today, and I decided to teach myself how to make 3D widgets, or at least a very basic one. Let's call this poster. This is a test bed for my D&D mechanics that I've been working on, and my teleporter, and now a widget, but mostly D&D stuff. I don't have any official games yet. All of my stuff has been test bed stuff that I've been doing to learn. Yeah, I don't really care. but most of it's just been, to learn how to do different things. And let's see, I need to create a blueprint class, and we're going to go with not create a blueprint class, I need to create a widget blueprint, and we're going to go with parchment W for widget. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is change the preview size, because this is going to be pretty much like bigger than the size of the screen. And with custom, and we don't need a very large thing because we're just doing a sheet of paper. Then that should be good, and we're going to take an image and put it right here. Doesn't really matter in this case how large it is, as long as it takes up the whole thing. And we're going to come in here. Oh, like I said, it's not a game. I'm literally just showing how to do different things, and people can take it and do what they want. You absolutely have my permission to use anything that you learn here in your own stuff. I'm just here to help people learn right now. I'm eventually planning on possibly maybe releasing some content, but the stuff that I release probably won't be done on stream, just because, if I want to release it and then you get the people who snipe you right before you release it and go, oh no, it's mine. I may or may not, depending on what's going on. I need this here. But for now, everything that I'm doing is just for other people's benefit. I'm doing it just to help out. Do that. Do this. Going to drop this to 12. Okay, so this is the part that I learned today that was really cool. Not only so I can obviously set the text and everything, set the font color, but what I really learned was how to properly populate one of these for 3D widgets, which is actually a lot different than what I had been trying to do, because what I was trying to do obviously wasn't working. Go ahead and justify that. So I did not know that is variable was a boolean in the details pane of our individual little widget components. We need that. Now I'm going to pop back over to our poster. We're going to use an experimental class. Have I ever used a different game engine? Yes? Question mark? It's a bit difficult. I have, but nothing in significant amounts other than UDK. I did use UDK for about 3 years during school. Technically speaking, I used Unity for about a month, and I've used obviously things like Game Maker and stuff like that. But I've never made a full game. In Unity, I used it for a JavaScript. I was on a team that made a full game for our final project in school that we were actually thinking about publishing, but I ended up getting hired on at Epic after graduation and wasn't able to continue with the project just because I didn't have the time. But we were going to be publishing that. Ended up kind of falling flat after I had left. I know the other guys ended up having a lot of stuff that they needed to do as well. So we're going to get a copy of our widget, get user widget object, we do need that, cast to parchment. So the reason we are doing all of this